Diane, thanks a lot for having us out to your house. We're here to get your story, so why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm originally from New York. I'm a New Yorker. And now we're in sunny Florida, here, taping. And, well, the raw deal is, Mike, is from New York, I moved to Florida, then from Florida to California, where I stayed for 10 years. And in my time there, I met this man, and kind of procured me in such a way that I met him through business, and we did some business together.
What kind of business are you talking about?
I was in retail. I had a fashion store, but he was an entrepreneur with building and stocks and land and property and such. And so I owned a home, and he just followed me around. And when he couldn't find me, he would even call my mom in New York to find out where I was. So it was like someone that was a mentor to me. So when he knew that I was selling my house, and I lived in San Diego, and the market was really good, and I sold my house, and when I sold my house and I made quite a bit of money, that's when he approached me with this business deal. And the business deal was such that he knew a man who bought paper, and I never knew the term of the word. And he said, if you invest $100,000, I'll make you $20,000 in 3 months. Well,
how long did you know this guy?
I knew him 7 years.
7 years. So you trusted him.
I went to this man's house several times. He was with my family. I mean, I'm not just talking about, my son, that I would entrust someone with, okay? Brought me boxes when I needed them when I was packing up my house. Brought me a real estate person. I mean, did all these things, knew that I had no family in California. I was alone with my boy. And a couple of months went by. I had moved already to Florida. Where's my money? Calling him. He never uttered one nasty word to me in the 7 years that I knew him, and all of a sudden the vulgarity that came out of his mouth and the threatening things that I'm going to wait in line with everyone else that he gave money to.
So you hired a PI, so what did he do?
Actually, I didn't personally. I think the attorney had someone in California pursue him, and well, they did find out locations because he had a lot of P.O. boxes. Contacting my attorney and trying to find this man and locate him and try to get the funds. You know, I won a judgment in court just recently in July, and that's where I am right now.
So what was in it for you?
Well, he said that after I invested the $100,000 in 3 months, I would return my money, $20,000. And he knew I had purchased a house and I had a business and I was very enterprising, so he knew I was gullible.
Yeah, you knew this guy, you trusted him for 7 years. He knew a lot of details about your life.
But now it's been 3 or 4 years now.
So you haven't heard from this guy in 3 years? Do you have any idea where?
Still in California, where we had done, and last time I heard from him, he was now in Washington State on the side of California, or Washington, and never pays everything with cash. You can't find him. But we won a judgment, and he had a viable business. I should have realized something when I went on the internet to look at his website, and all the names and addresses of these prominent people, banking, DEA, FDA, enforcement agencies, did not know this man.
So you've obviously heard about these kinds of people out there before, but you put all your trust in him. And you got taken advantage of.
That's why you just never know. He dressed well, he had nice jewelry, I mean, traveled all over, he had a jewelry business in Alaska, and this is so I said, and I did see things on paper, and people that I introduced him to in this business atmosphere ran checks on him, and some things proved to be viable. Now, whether it was his intent or not to take the money, the bottom line is that I did get taken, and that is the raw deal. The last phone call I had with him to ask him where the money was, I mean, he said, I'll plant drugs in your house. I mean, he just like turned on me. I mean, I don't know if I should say that, you know, but he really got me scared.
Well, Diane, it certainly sounds like you got taken to the max. We appreciate your story and sharing it with us. We hope that you win $1,000. I know that it's not $100,000, but it might help a little bit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.